Good. How are you guys?
What's the big? Oh,
Go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
would say, just what's the biggest challenge getting ready for a Thursday game? Is it just cramming everything in? Is it the physical? What do you think is the hard part?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of a mix of both, and I mean a lot of it is contingent on what Sunday looks like, and I think offensively, guys that came out decently, a few injuries and things like that, or whatever, and guys, but yeah, I think there's probably a little bit of a battle on both sides. I feel bad for the coaches, obviously. They're not getting much sleep. But, for players, like, man, how much can you take care of your body? How much can you make sure you're getting turned over and ready to go? And just being able to be locked in, it's kind of one of those things where you're used to like a Monday, Tuesday kind of let down, then refocus back in for the push Wednesday to Sunday. You kind of have to just keep it going for an extended period of time when you go into these Thursday games.
When you're looking at other receivers, what things do you stand out to you when you're evaluating? What are the things that you look for in other receivers?
I think there's a lot. I mean, everyone plays the position differently. It's an art form, and so seeing guys use all these different tools, and I mean, the position changes and grows as guys come in and do things a certain way. It's like, man, that's a great way to run this route. It's a great way to do it. And then trying to grab some stuff that works for you. I think that's the thing I'm looking for all the time is, what can I use? What are some things that make sense for me? And so, like, you watch Calvin Johnson, it's like, okay, can't do much of that stuff. Like he's his own animal. But then you watch other guys that, like, man, there's tools that you can pull from. A.J. Green was someone I loved to watch because I thought he was a technician in terms of how he ran his routes and set guys up and, grab little things from him. And, Larry Fitz was similar to that. But that's what I'm looking at. I mean, I'm not evaluating guys like a scout would and say, oh, can he play at this level or whatever. Like, I'm looking for things that can help me be better.
When you think about like the notion of this mythical number one receiver, like what do you think that means to you? What makes someone a number one receiver?
You just gotta be able to. I think you just gotta be able to do all of it. I guess. I think the best ones have been able to play at every level. Whether it's the short game and the intermediate, and being able to get over the top on people as well. If you can do that, I think you give yourself an opportunity to be someone that can be activated in every part of the game plan. And I think the best ones ever block as well, right? Because you don't want to come off the field. The ones stay on the field for the majority of the game, and they'll show a willingness to be involved in the run game. Because off of the run game comes all your play action stuff as well. So if you want to be in on the play actions, you gotta be in there for the run game.
On the Thursday games, usually you guys are playing division opponents and all that who you know pretty well. Do you notice that there's a lot of different, like if you play Arizona on a Sunday, that it's going to be way different what you might see on a Thursday kind of thing because of the...
Yeah, maybe some stuff there, but I think these coaches are too good. They're too dialed in, and they're too impervious to lack of sleep. It seems like to be like they're going to find a way to get in what they want to do, and there might be a few things that maybe they carry over, a few more things game plan wise from the week before. I'm trying like defensive coordinators and like, man, these are some pressures maybe that you might see. And but I mean, historically, it's like, man, you go into it expecting that they're going to bring their best stuff, and that's just kind of what it seems like this league is. And guys are just too good, coaches too good. I have to just prepare that way on a short week and deal with it.
Seen this offense grow from start of the season week one where maybe it wasn't as smooth as you wanted to what you've been able to do the last two games?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a big part of it is just execution. It's our own stuff as players, being able to grasp the concepts and be able to get just more and more reps at it against different looks, and being able to have answers, being able to adapt and move when things aren't the picture that we thought we were going to get, and being able to have an answer for it as players and be able to make it come alive. And there's still so much that we can do better. I mean, even this last game, when whatever the scoreboard says, whatever it does, but play by play, like, man, there's a lot to improve on, a lot that we can do better, and a lot that's left on the table. And so we've taken that approach, and it's going to continue to get better as we kind of go through the year and stack these reps against different looks, and and it should just be something that we just continue to get better and better at.
Do you think you and Jackson are getting better at working off one another?
Yeah, I think I think that's something that I think all the guys, man, it's like, how much can we play for each other? And there's part of it is also understanding when that comes to life. You have a concept up, and it's like, hey, everyone's running their route to win, and then there's like a very small amount of times where it's like, yeah, you're running your route to win, but you're also running a route to get someone else open. And understanding when that comes up, because it's not all the time. It's like when you can't just be trying to get someone open when you're the throw, and understanding when that needs to be activated, when those little nuances, when those little things can come to life. And I think everyone's kind of learning that and figuring that out, and also understanding Sam. What are the things that Sam wants to see? How does he see the offense going, and his progressions and things like that? Because you can work really hard to get someone open, but Sam's looking the other way. And so understanding the timing of that, we're getting there, and I think it's going to be something that's going to continue to get better.
You guys have the most explosive passing offense in the NFL so far. How? Why? Why is that working?
Guys have made plays when it's come up. We've also been able to, Clint's done a good job activating plays against some coverages that allow the ball to go over the top. We've had some opportunities where we're, activating underneath throws and being able to run for explosives. There's a mixture of both those things, and I think it comes back to just guys playing fast and decisive, and certainly being able to have some where you have times where, like, man, the run game, we're trying to get it going, but Clint's commitment to that and saying, hey, we're going to continue to run the ball even if it's not feeling explosive right now, helps soften up all the other stuff that we've got going on as well. And I think it's just guys making the most of those opportunities when they come up.
What are you seeing from the Cardinals defense when you put on tape?
It's really similar to what it's been like. That defense. You've got Buddha, who's kind of he's going to fly around. You got to match his energy, if not exceed it. And he's got the Jalen Thompson's there. Been with those guys, have been there for a while and playing off each other, and both kind of embody that same thing, that kind of relentless mindset to be around the ball. Play physical. I think they got a couple of linebackers that can run really well and run and hit, diagnose things, and obviously spent some time watching that front. That's I think been improved quite a bit, and those guys are getting after the setting edges and getting after things up front. So I don't know. It's just been I think it's a real similar thing to what we've seen in the last few years, and I think the coordinator there has done a good job of mixing in a few different things. And you're used to seeing that 3 safety rover set. It's kind of been a different structure than you've seen in the league for a while, but that's kind of is still a part of their identity, and but mixing in some other things as well. So it presented a great challenge, man, in terms of how they insert safeties into the run fits and things like that, which makes it fun for receivers and offensive linemen to try to make sure we're targeting things the right way.
When a quarterback is good at off script or like secondary plays like Sam has been through a few weeks, how does that help the offense?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. You obviously want to limit those. You don't want Sam having to deal with free runners and stuff like that. But those are going to happen too. I mean, those guys on the other side of the ball get paid to play this game at a high level too, and so those are things are going to happen. Sam's done a great job of being able to escape, and I think it's a great reminder for us at receiver. Like, man, you got to keep playing through the down, because Sam's going to extend plays, and those become big time plays for us. And we've done a great job creating explosives off of those. In that same vein. So we got to continue to work that, continue to practice it as well, because it is something that does take practice to be able to play, extending plays like that. But Sam's been doing an awesome job with that. Made some big plays for us the last few weeks.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, because in camp, you're trying to get the timing of the plays in structure, right? I would imagine same thing with practice. So how much do you rep scramble and off script stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the coaches do a great job of it, of making sure that it's in our minds to understand that that's part of it. I mean, there's plays there even built in. You have, some of our concepts are built in to have guys in positions to be able to be ready for those scramble drills and things like that. So we know that's part of it. We know that's part of our offense, and it's part of this game. I mean, so many explosives are coming off of guys extending with their legs. The quarterbacks in this league now, just incredibly athletic players. Now seems like you can't just get away with being a drop back passer anymore. You got to be able to use your legs as a weapon, and makes it fun as a receiver and tough on a defense.
Well, one of the knocks on Sam has been that he struggles under pressure. But last 2 weeks, we've seen the free runners you're talking about and him break out and make some big plays. Do you think it's a fair critique of his game, how he plays under pressure?
No, I don't think that was a fair critique. I mean, I think that everyone pulls that from 2 games last year when there's a lot of factors that go into those things. Like watch the games. Go watch the games with a football understanding of what's being called, what's being done, the positions that Sam's being put in, the positions that the offense was in terms of what the situation was for the game. I don't think it's a fair critique for him. But I mean, owning up to Sam owning up to and just saying, oh yeah, I can be better. I love that. That's the awesome thing about Sam. Sam's not going to sit here and say, oh well, there's all these other excuses or things like that. But I'll sit here and say there's a bunch of other things going on for Sam that people don't want to talk about because it's not maybe you don't either you don't understand it or you're not. Or it's not as fun to talk about. It's not as divisive to talk about. But he has a plan, man. When there's something there, when there's a plan set up for him, understanding where his options are and his ability to just get through things quickly and know that hey, there's an issue here. I need to get to something. He's been great as long as he's been here. At least he's been awesome with it.
I believe when you first got introduced here, you mentioned that you had talked to Ernest before signing. Do I have that right? What the things that he told you, I believe you said he spoke highly of the org. Have a lot of those things come to fruition? Some things that he's been right about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of the guys in terms of just the people, the mindset the guys have, the work that's being done, and the intention. It's like, man, people want to do things right here, and it's been really fun for me to be a part of it and be able to step in and have guys that are going alongside you. Like, man, the guys want to work. Guys want to find ways, find edges, and it makes it a fun place to be. A fun place for having coaches that want that same thing. It's like, man, as an organization, does it help us get better? If it does, then let's do it. If there's fat that can be trimmed, let's trim the fat and be more efficient. And I've really enjoyed being able to step in and be a part of this organization.
You say guys want to find edges, guys want to work. What are you seeing to make you say that?
Yeah, well, I mean, one, I think you see, I've talked about before, it's the time. How are you going to use your time? Everyone's got the same 24 hours, right? We wake up in the morning, everyone's got the same amount of time in the day. And at the end of the day, what you have is how you spent that time. How did you invest your time during that 24 hours and what was your intent going through it? And I think guys here, they what's the word? They use their time wisely, and guys are going to be involved in the stuff that's here, whether it's, getting their bodies right, whether it's, diving into the game plans, whether it's, getting extra work in the weight room, whatever it is. Like, man, guys are using their time the right way. And at the end of the day, the way you use your time is going to be a reflection of the goals that you want to have, right? You put your head on the pillow, say, well, I spent 8 hours playing video games today, right? And it's okay. Well, what does that reflect? What do those reflect the goals that you have for yourself? Because if they don't, then I'd say you're wasting your time now. And we want the things that we're doing to reflect the goals that we have for ourselves, and that's to be a really good football team.
Cooper, we hear about this offense and the other offenses and like the Shanahan tree is the playbook really being connected, where the run and pass games are married up. In your understanding, is that not the case with other teams, where it's more of like a hodgepodge of things that aren't connected as much?
Yeah, I think you can get. You have to be willing to establish the run, right? It doesn't make sense if you don't establish the run, then there's no point trying to act like you're going to run the ball. You know what I mean? So whether it looks the same or not, if it's not effective, it's not going to get out of it what you want. I think there's been a lot of stuff over the last few years of guys, token faking, things like that, where it's like, the quarterback's turning his back to the defense and acting like he's handing the ball off, but nothing else that's happening around you looks like it's a run. I think that's an issue where you're like, hey, look, no, when you play action, the whole thing needs to look like a run. You need the offensive line to come off with low pads. You need your running back to act like he's really getting the ball and getting into the line of scrimmage to be able to hold linebackers or hopefully get him to step up a little bit, and then being able to open things up down the field in that regard. And so I think that's something that in this offense that we're in, like that's an important piece of it. So like everyone's involved in that run fake. It's not about the quarterback just acting like he's handing the ball off. It's everyone being able to sell that, make it look real, and then being able to get guys down the field and make the passing game come alive.
What did you think of A.J. Barner's catch this weekend?
It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Glad he's okay. I thought when he got hit, I thought he was going to rip his groin the way that he was. It's a precarious way of him to get tackled there. I don't know if you guys saw it. You can go back and look at that one.
What does it tell you about the team? Saubert's catch and run where the whole team's pushing them almost to the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what does that do for a team when you're making plays like that?
And that was awesome. And we've talked about that, about wanting to be even better at that. And more of those plays where, we're around the ball, we're, 11 guys, get to the ball, be on the screen, and that's fun too. I mean, I think it just shows guys playing for each other. At the end of the day, that's it. Like, what are you doing when you don't have the ball? Are you showing a willingness to be able to go and block and give keep guys off the ball carrier? And I love we all love seeing that.
To the work ethic and time management point you were talking about earlier, that's a lot of stuff we can't see. Is there any one coach or player that stands out in that regard? Like, man, this guy is always working when I see him.
No, I mean, and I think I don't think there is, which I think is a good thing, because it's like everyone's bought into it, and in the same way, I wouldn't say there's anyone that's not doing it either, and that's what we want to be. As we talk about, being about this idea of being, mob ties, being the mission over anything else that's going on, any other BS that's going on. It's like, no, we're about the mission. We're about what we're doing here, and if you aren't going to be a part of it, if you come in here and you're not going to be a part of this mission, you're not going to be a part of investing the time that everyone else is, then you can't be here. And and I think guys have embodied that, and that's how guys want this team to be, and that's what guys are creating with their habits every single day.
Thanks, Cooper.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.